Hello everyone and welcome back to Silicon Sounds, audio for the rest of us. Today I have the pleasure of reviewing an interesting IEM from a company that many may not know of. This is the Ice Labs Prismatica. I would like to title this review as Open Clarity. Ice Labs may not be a household name to many, but with the release of the $880 USD, that's how much the cost, Prismatica, they're making a more prominent push for recognition. The Prismatica, there are two versions of this. There's one called the Gold, which costs about $400 more. And then there's this one, which uses a black anodized finish. I'm not sure of the differences other than the color and presentation, so I'm not sure. That being said, they do have another more expensive model called the Spectrumica. So there are only two models in their lineup. And the Prismatica lays at the bottom of their lineup, but at $880 USD, it's not actually an entry-level product. That being said, let's take a nice little look at it. Beautiful IEM, metal construction, CNC, black anodized finish, a fantastic quality construction. Nice IEM all around. Let's talk a little bit more about it. Driver complement is interesting as it uses a complete balanced armature using 5 balanced armature drivers. And this follows in the likes of, for example, the 64 Audio U12T and a few others in bringing to market high quality balanced armature based IEMs. Now, why I compare it to a U12T and only a few others is there's this idea of limitations of balanced armature drivers for bass. And the Prismatica with the U12T and a few others proves that this is unfounded. Fantastic bass here. Now let's get into that a little bit later. The Prismatica is really relatively easy to drive, but at the risk of sounding repetitive, and I say this in all my reviews, or most of them at least, especially for better quality products, it really deserves a more revealing source given its inherent resolving properties. This can be quite a resolving IEM. Regarding tuning, we have quite a moderate V-shaped presentation that is very tastefully done. Now let's get to the specs, and the specs are pretty extensive, so hear me out. We have one Knowles ultra-low frequency driver, 2 Sunyon composite ultra-high frequency drivers, and what they call is 2 full-range drivers. They're balanced armatures, I'm sure, but I'm not sure of the manufacturer or model. The crossover uses what they call a 3-way PTBC crossover. They claim it's proprietary, but without additional information, it's hard to tell. It's a full first-order acoustic tuning crossover. There are 3 independent ports for sound outlets. Frequency response is 12 Hz to 25 kHz. Sensitivity, 106 dBs at 1 kHz. So fairly sensitive, fairly easy to drive, but again, does better with a revealing source, and a clean one at that. Impedance is 13.5 ohms. The cable, which we'll see in a bit, is a really nice one, and I must point out that for this review, I did not receive the full retail package. I am a member of the Canuck Audioholics anonymous review group here in Canada, and we do pass around IEMs, and this came from a member of that crew. So I received the bare minimum, but it's enough to ascertain the quality and the attention paid to a retail presentation and included accessories from Ice Labs. Build and fit. It is an attractive IEM, but it is on the larger side. That being said, the matte black anodized finish is gorgeous. And the top plate that they have here, hopefully the camera will focus. The light, it is reflecting the light a bit, is absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful IEM. Build quality all around is excellent. The shape is very ergonomic and afforded quite a good fit, even despite its larger size. The size supplied accessories, at least the ones I have, which I'll show you now, are of great quality. Here we have the cable. Cable has excellent haptics, beautiful build. It is not a convertible, as I like to call them. Doesn't have the ability to change out tips, as far as I can tell. Correct me if I'm wrong. It does come with the 4.4 millimeter balanced termination, which is my connection of choice and how I listen to my music and do my reviews. Cable, very nice quality. Very well done. I'll show you the case now. The case is, hopefully can get it in the video, really nicely done. This feels like a hard, very scratch resistant type of acrylic top. I don't believe it's actual glass. I like the false rivets here, even down to the details of including four rubberized pinpoint knobs or feet. It comes off as a double layer here. It is metal. It's weighty. I'm not sure if it's aluminum, but it's quite weighty. The inside is lined with the velour material, so very nicely done. And those are the accessories. Let's get back to the iSlabs IEM itself. Again, that's all I received, and that's more than enough. I'm actually listening to the IEM. I'm not going to be ogling at its retail presentation that much. Let's get to the sound. Bass quality and depth are standout. Please erase from your head the idea that BA bass is not real or good bass. The U12T from 64 Audio completely changed my mind on that, and I can tell you that the iSlabs also continues that trend. Speed and control, texturing, they're all noteworthy. Well done. Rumble is present, but there's no undue softness or overhang, almost like a false rumble. I've listened to certain IEMs that do go fairly deep, have rumble, but when you listen to it, it's a very incoherent and loose rumble. It's not the real thing, folks. Doesn't sound good with the iSlabs, you get it. Mid-bass has great speed and snap, very nicely articulate. Bass has great detail. I got to put that in there. Again, it doesn't really bleed into the mid-range, even though there is a slight touch of warmth in the lower mids. Bass is natural and organic overall, nicely done. Mid-range. Balanced mid-range presentation, yet there is a little added energy or focus on the upper mids slightly. You hear that on female vocals, while male vocals do stand out, have a nice depth to them, really sound articulate. Female vocals just have that little extra detail. Detail retrieval is very good. Lower mid-range, as I said before, has a touch of warmth. Male vocals have good clarity and are fluent. Female vocals are clear and expressive with a little added lift there for added detail and standout. Note weight and density are adequate. They're actually quite good. This is another thing that BA sets can suffer from. Lack of note weight. The Prismatica gets around that very well. Layering and separation are good. In fact, very good. Are they the best at this price range? We're talking just under 900 US here. I would say that's arguable, but it's quite good and allows the Prismatica to really sound open in the mid-range. Transients exhibit a sharp, rapid attack with natural decay. Very fast responsiveness here with the all BA setup. Overall mid-range clarity is well done. Organic delivery with natural instruments and vocals. Very nicely done. There is some caveat to though, and I'll get into that in a moment. Treble. The treble is very well extended, energetic yet clear. Detail retrieval is good, very good. Pleasing quantities of sparkle and air. Treble really adds a spaciousness to music with the Prismatica. And the treble presentation complements the rest of the frequency range in tone. So let's put that all together in terms of how does this really sound. We talk about the individual elements. Let's just put it together now. The Prismatica offers a wonderful open landscape of music with notable bass control and detail, an expressive mid-range, and well-extended and airy treble. Although is not perfect in iSlabs land. And let's get into that. There are a few things that I noticed. Well, only two. One was I noticed a mild but noticeable balanced armature or BA timbre in the upper mid-range lower treble. which at times, in particular when tracks are poorly recorded. That's another thing about the Prismatica. Feed it quality recordings. If you feed it recordings of dubious quality, in particular when they have a lot of upper mids and lower treble energy, some harshness can be noted, even all the way up to the upper treble. Really want to feed these quality recordings for them to shine, to sound much better. Still, there's much to like here with an articulate and high quality of sound reproduction. Just be mindful of the occasional BA timbre and the need, or I should say the requirement, to feed the Prismatica quality sound or quality sources connected to a quality source and feed it quality recordings. That's a lot of quality. I said that too many times. Imaging and soundstage. A moderate sized soundstage. Instrument placement is quite accurate, very accurate, actually, pinpoint. The dimensions balance with a slightly more prominent width. The width is takes on a little bit greater in terms of its presentation than, say, depth or height, but depth or height are still there. Nicely done. I think the really extended treble and the open airiness of sound really expands the soundscape, combined with the bass quality. Does quite well here, the Prismatica, when we're dealing with sound, stage, and imaging. By the way, I should have noted that the full name of this IEM is the iSlabs Prismatica Kaleidoscope. That's a mouthful. We'll just call it the Prismatica. So let's go to a conclusion. So this iSlabs Prismatica Kaleidoscope offers a clean, articulate sound with ample energy that I believe many will appreciate. While not perfect, and really there's no such IEM that is perfect. I've heard now quite a few, and I won't even put a number on it. There's no such thing as perfection. The Prismatica with its beautiful bass, clear open mid-range, and airy treble has much to offer. Just make sure to feed it quality recordings. At just under 900 USD, 880 to be exact, this is directly from the iSlabs website. iSlabs have their work cut out for them. There are a few price comparable IEMs, Aurelius Zalehi, for example, that will put up a strong challenge with what the Prismatica brings to the table. But still, the Prismatica has a strong showing, or is a strong showing, from iSlabs. There's a lot to like here. If you like clean, articulate, open sound, it's for you. If you're extremely hypercritical of things like just a slight touch of BA timbre, or if your musical sources are of dubious quality, I would have to think about this. But in terms of if you can lick those two issues, the Prismatica has much to offer. Thanks again for joining me on this journey, this IEM, and not just IEMs. We will be expanding into dongles and other things soon. I just want to say thank you very much for joining me on Silicon Sounds, and continue to watch and the channel, and more videos to come from Silicon Sounds, audio for the rest of us.